Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio is brought to you by First Financial Bank. Another step on the path to success. By IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas and energy costs and enroll today at IGSenergy.com. And by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. Find a local agent at nationwide.com. It's a hockey night in Central Ohio, and here at Nationwide Arena, the Blue Jackets getting set to face the Toronto Maple Leafs. Curtis McElhinney back between the pipes again tonight, and this represents his 100th game of his National Hockey League career. At the opposite end, making his 5th straight start, and as we mentioned moments ago, a shutout victory in his last start, Jonathan Bernier. You got to look at his record. Jackets get set as we take a look at tonight's officials. Ghislain Hebert, Chris Lee, the referees. Mark Shuchuk, Tony Seracolo are the linesmen. The Leafs wearing their traveling whites. The Jackets in their home blues. And Nick Foligno immediately starts for the Jackets here. Alongside Michael Chaput. A good look there at Ryan Murray, looking to pick up on his performance in the last game, his second game of the season, missing training camp. And the Jackets' first 7 games, and it is Murray paired tonight with Savard, shovels it up the right wing boards, and it's Jack Skillett, who, as Jody rightfully pointed out, thank God he was picked up on waivers just prior to the start of the season, what with the injuries suffered by the Blue Jackets Hockey Club, and making his presence felt. How about tonight's Toyota Keys, presented by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers?
All right, Jeff, key number 1, let's stay on the right side of the puck. In the defensive zone, if you're going in for a battle, get in there, get body position, win the battle. Strong between the ears. You got to be ready for this game. Mentally, be sharp, be prepared for all situations, and no dips. Todd Richards spoke this morning about a complete game. Don't take any shift off, start to finish here.
Morgan Riley off the wall. Van Riemsdyk stood up there by Savard. Battle ensues, and a clearing pass to Clarkson at center. Wearing that full face shield, or cage, if you will. Jersey number 71, a physical player, and he'll throw the body when he gets an opportunity. Johansson playing in his 199th NHL game tonight. Johansson riding a career high 9-game point scoring streak, picking up points in each of the Jackets' first 9 games. Van Riemsdyk in front. Delayed penalty upcoming against the Blue Jackets. Out of the net comes Bernier. 6 skaters on for Toronto. And one thing that Coach Todd Richards talked about this morning, Jody, was discipline. The Jackets were disciplined in their first 4 games of the season, stayed out of the penalty box for the most part. And here now Toronto early on in the hockey game, and I believe this is the 3rd or 4th consecutive game the Jackets have taken an early penalty.
And something else Todd talked about was
Columbus number 58, minor penalty, hooking.
Listen to the minor penalty hooking. Not making the safe play. He wants guys to make the safe play. And you see a backhand pass through the middle by David Savard, and then he tries to make up for it by slowing down James Van Riemsdyk, who's got great transition. And right there he hooks him. Easy call for the ref. Second shift of the game. First minute of play for the Jackets.
Chaput winning the draw. Jackets are able to control, and it's Adam Cracknell down that far side. The Blue Jackets have given up 6 power play goals in their last 17 shorthanded situations. That's after killing off the first 12 in a row. Now those 6 power play goals have been given up over the last 4 games. Toronto on the power play tied for 18th. They are 6 for 37. Jackets on the kill, a disappointing 23rd, tied there at 78.6%.
Yeah, they started hot. They killed their first 12 collective penalty kills as a team, and that was off to a hot start, but since then it's really fallen.
Here picked up by Wenberg. Sent deep into Toronto territory. A minute 13 left in the Savard penalty. Morgan Riley. The puck left for Gardner. The talented defenseman. Offensively, he had a great finish to the season after the Olympics. Can't say the same for Toronto as a hockey club. Puck set in front. Leaning there was McElhinney, but the Jackets able to steer it away.
That was a good read by Nick Foligno, Jeff. He just filled that area to the pass, broke up the set play that Toronto was going to try to run.
Cracknell dumps it down. Adam Crackle doing a great job defensively for the club. Yet another waiver pick by the Jackets. And again, good work by the organization. What with the rash of injuries. 8 regulars out tonight. Gardner, left point. On to the right side, Franzen. Back for Gardner. Up high. Looks to the goal line. Kessel. Cross ice. Franzen steps up. Fires a shot. Save. McElhinney. Bouncing puck. Left in front. 15 seconds left as McElhinney covers up on that loose puck.
And that went from low to high. And Franzen gets that puck with his head up. And you'll see it here. It's a cross-ice pass, and he just unloads it through traffic. And you see how low the Blue Jackets are. He's on the top of the circle, Franzen. They're going to have to try to push him out a little bit. That's a close-range shot.
Getting word from the Maple Leafs that Joffrey Lupul has suffered a broken hand and is out indefinitely. He is with the hockey club. Jody, you saw him this morning.
I saw him this morning. There was no skate. It was an optional skate. And I went to shake his hand, and he gave me the backhanded left shake. And I said, oh, and then I looked at his other hand. He had a bandage. So there you go. The secret's out.
Here is Van Riemsdyk. Cross-ice pass. Jackets have killed off the first power play. Toronto with 1 shot on goal. Van Riemsdyk from a sharp angle off the blocker there of McElhinney. Bozak, 10 points on the season, and he's won better than 10 draws a night for the last 8 games consecutively, and that's best in the National Hockey League. As we get a look at the embattled coach, but I'll tell you what, this guy's a great hockey coach. Lots of criticism in Toronto, but I'll tell you what, Randy Carlyle gets the job done.
He does, and I was impressed with him today. He stood in that media scrum, and if you don't know, Toronto travels with it's a traveling circus. There's 20 guys that follow him around, and he stands there and he takes the questions, and he just, he's used to it. Seems like a real pro in those situations, and he's not giving up information, but he'll listen to your question. I didn't ask any, but
he is a pro. I'll tell you what, Toronto media this week, here are just a couple of headlines here. The Leafs lack identity, no plan. Players say that all that ails them is for the team to work harder. But I tell you what, he has to manage the team. He's got to manage the media. That is no easy thing in Toronto.
You're right. You're definitely right on that. They seem to be around a lot more when they're losing, not when they're winning. That's what how the players feel. More incentive to win in Toronto.
Up on that far side. Is that a reason why some of the elite free agents don't want to go there?
You know what? It's definitely an intense market. I mean, you have to have that thick skin. And, there's other markets that don't have that. So you got to be ready to play in Toronto, that's for sure. It's a hockey hotbed, and you're under a microscope all the time. But some guys embrace it. I think it'd be fun.
You'd be fun anywhere, though, Jody. You were Mr. Fun. Shot for the point by Robidas. Sailed wide of the net. McElhinney never saw it. Isn't that part of your title here now?
Yeah, right.
Robidas again. And it's deflected high and wide of the net. Jackets defend. The Leafs pressuring as we approach the 5-minute mark of this first period. Jackets have yet to register a shot on goal, and they send it the length of the ice. And there will be an icing call, enabling us to check out the Elk much-discussed injury report. Take a look. 8 of them now out on the Jacket side, and we had Joffrey Lupul with a broken hand.
It's heavy on the right side there, obviously. But, there's a few of these guys on the right that are getting closer and closer to getting back. And that's the positive. And it's one of those things that if this is as bad as it gets, great. Let's focus on getting Dubinsky, Jenner, Calvert, all those guys back, Bobrovsky. I could keep going, but the list is off the screen.
Well, the good news is that a couple of them could be returning soon. Most definitely Boone Jenner, who looks great. And, of course, as well, Matt Calvert expected to return here. He skated on his own today.
You talk of Boone Jenner, and he's skated. There's a progression when you're hurt, and there's different points you get to. And him skating with the team and passing and shooting is a big deal. Broken bone is something, it's got to heal. There's a time frame. But his skating, he looks like he's up to speed.
Oh, yeah. What he needs now, Jody, and you know better than anybody, he's got to take some physical play from his teammates, and it's a little crashing and banging.
He looks hungry to do that guy. He looks hungry to get hit. So just a little more time for him.
Hopefully sometime next week, Jackets will get Boone Jenner back. And boy, was Jenner a fixture on that top line for the Jackets last spring in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And a great player and a leader of this hockey club. And, as we've said many a time before, likely a future captain of the Blue Jackets. Brent Ashton getting his first chance to play this season. At the side of the net, cycling out here. This is Holland. Up high, Riley. It's been all Toronto in the early going here. And McElwain able to turn that aside. Jackets got to get something going, and it's Cracknell shoveling it out of the zone.
Yeah, the Jackets have got to get the puck, make the simple play, get down the ice. You're right, it's been all Toronto since that. Really, the first shift was in the offensive zone for a little bit, but after that penalty kill, it's really, they've been on their heels here in Columbus.
Savard for Johansson, missing the pass, but he's able to play it off the wall. Johansson moves in. Johansson to the net. Ryan Johansson, 3 goals against the Leafs in the season series last season. He led the Jackets in points, and he's drawn a penalty. Toronto for tripping. The Jackets will go to the power play.
And that's Dion Phaneuf, and Dion will be paired up against Ryan Johansson all night. And good on Ryan.
Toronto number 3, minor penalty, tripping.
There it is, a tripping call. Ryan Johansson probably could have shot the puck in the middle, but he took that extra turn back, and Dion ended up getting a step behind him. And you see he's got the leg out there. Try to do the subtle, get away with the subtle leg, a foot trip, but didn't work out for him. Jackets go to the power play.
Johansson, Hartnell, Atkinson, Fedortutin, and Jack Johnson. The Jackets forward troops here, along with the defensive pairing of Tootin and Johnson, as we mentioned. Loose puck played here by Jack Johnson. Tonight playing his 500th National Hockey League game. Johansson will play number 200 tomorrow night in New Jersey. The puck along the wall, thrown back to the point here for Johnson. Jack Johnson on to Johansson. Johansson steps away from Winnick, and the Leafs have dumped it down.
Little extra pressure there from Winnick. And Johansson just couldn't pull the puck back. He tried to bait him in, but just couldn't stay with that puck. Jackets come back in the zone here.
Here comes Atkinson across the line. Cam Atkinson had a pretty good season a year ago against this club. Atkinson lurking in the slot. Hartnell down low. Off his stick. Tries to sweep it back here for Johansson. Up along the wall. Hartnell trying to poke check it right through into the slot, but the Leafs have cleared, and we're approaching the 7-minute mark. Jackets have not registered a shot on the power play, nor in this hockey game. Reaching for it there was Wenberg, and the puck sails back into Columbus territory.
Well, this Maple Leafs penalty kill was second during the lockout, 28th last year, one of the worst in the league, and now they've improved to 9th so far this year. And they say that Roman Polak pickup has a lot to do with that.
Well, you can certainly look at him, absolutely, and Stefan Robidas, also a defensive-type defenseman.
And Winnick, he got that 1-year deal. He's out there. He helps with that. But that Polak, Polak played in St. Louis under Ken Hitchcock, and
you'd learn there.
Anyone that's been under Hitch, yeah, you learn the right way to play, and he's big and strong.
Tell you what, this team, this Toronto team last season, Jody, gave up the most shots in the National Hockey League on a per-game basis. Almost 36 shots, 35.9 to be exact. They also committed the third most turnovers, and that will lead to a lot of shots against. So they've attempted to improve in that regard, and they think after holding Buffalo to 10 shots, they've improved tremendously. This is Kadri. Kadri, along the wall, sweeps it behind the net. Far side, Kessel. Kessel dumps, played by Jack Johnson, away from Kadri. Bull beats Gardner along the wall. Here's Sean Collins, called up from Springfield. Collins fires, and the Leafs, Bernier able to turn it aside, the first shot.
Good decision by Collins there, just to take the puck on the forehand and get it on Bernier, with Cracknell going to the net.
Kessel heads off. Collins finds a spot on the bench. Jackets move up ice. Jack Johnson feeds ahead here for Atkinson. Johnson, left wing pass. Atkinson hangs on before handing to Savard. Jackets playing a patient game here right now.
Yeah, it seems there must not be a lot of room out there, because you see Cam Atkinson get some speed and then turn back in the neutral zone. Toronto must be doing a good job of shutting down the middle.
Johansson on for Hartnell. Looking, Atkinson. Hartnell defends, that goes off Polak. He's a big defenseman in front. Hartnell tried to reach beyond Polak and send that puck home. Clarkson finishes the check up high. Ryan Murray defending at the left point. Pass intended for Murray there, but Clarkson is able to sweep it back into Jackets territory. Toronto change up as the Jackets move it up quickly here for Johansson. Late in the shift, a shot and a stop by Bernier. Almost to the midway point of this first period. 10:17 left. No score from Nationwide on Fox Sports Ohio.
A scoreless game here at Nationwide Arena. Now, Sunday afternoon here on Fox Sports Ohio, we'll bring you a very special basketball game featuring a courageous young woman. Lauren Hill is a freshman at Mount St. Joseph's in Cincinnati and was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. Her wish is to play one college basketball game with her teammates. We are honored to televise that game against Hiram and share her story. You won't want to miss it. Sunday afternoon at 2 on Fox Sports Ohio. To learn more about Lauren, please visit layupforlauren.org.
Face off to the left of Bernier in Toronto territory. Clearing pass, knocked down by Nick Foligno. Foligno trying to walk to the net. Foligno reaching forth there is Gardner. Up with the puck, Skilly. Wenberg, Foligno tried to reverse with a backhand, and it was swept off his stick. Prout attempting to keep it in, delayed offside. Waved off as the Leafs march into Columbus territory. Backhanded by Santorelli. Far side, Panik, the former Tampa Lightning winger, acquired via waivers earlier on this season. Foligno across the line, tries to walk around the defenseman. Robidoux, it's played there, and the outlet pass by Komarov sails deep into Jackets territory. Less than 9.5 minutes left. Chaput, right wing to center. Sweeps it deep into the zone. Corey Trott. Franzen able to steer it wide. Which is the line, Jody, that's going to get it going for the Jackets?
Well, I like the line of Johansson and Atkinson. Their last shift, they had some good offensive zone time, but if you're looking for energy, Corey Trott, Michael Chaput, they're on the ice right now.
Marco Dano completing that line. Dano knocked down. Gets right back up and a steal. Turned over. Phaneuf is there. And it's swept ahead by Franzen.
Good read by Marco Dano. Intercept that play and just tried to set it up so that Chaput could get the puck, but couldn't get it back to him.
As we said earlier, Toronto, third most giveaways last season. Hartnell races into the zone. Hartnell away from Holland. Loose puck. Swept to the right wing board. Savard lets one fly, and Bernier makes the stop. You can see the Jackets getting their legs here now. But it's Toronto's moving out of the zone. Ashton, long shot, big rebound off that right pad of McElhaney. Johansson settles it down, walks to center, bounces one wide of Bernier, trying to hustle after it. Bozak holding him up. Can't make a play. Chop back to the point. Hartnell will let one fly. Redirected, and Bernier urging his team to make the play in the near corner. Good play by Jack Johnson. Holds two Leafs at bay. Here's a pass for Hartnell with Johansson. Looking for that cross-ice feed. Comes right back to him. A shot is blocked.
That was two attempts. The pass attempt was blocked, and then the shot attempt by Johansson was blocked.
Clarkson battles against Tooten. Van Riemsdyk trying to walk out. Van Riemsdyk up high. Shot by Gardner. Sails wide of the net. Right point. But on to Bozak. Bozak behind the net there for Clarkson with Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk tied up. Tooten will play it away from Bozak. Under control. He'll throw it up the left wing boards, and it's out of the zone. Collins, jersey number 37. He played for the Jackets previously, looking for his first National Hockey League goal. The Saskatoon native, happy to get the recall and wanting to make a contribution. On the turnover, offside. 7 minutes, 6 seconds left. Opening period. No score. And we'll be right back here on Fox Sports Ohio.
We remain scoreless at Nationwide. Dave Metzola along with Jeff Rimmer and Jody Shelley. Now, before the Jackets hit the ice, get ready to join the battle on Blue Jackets Live on Fox Sports Ohio. Blue Jackets Live is brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Jeff, that last play in the defensive zone with the Columbus Blue Jackets, Fedor Tooten made a really sweet veteran play. Look at him. He's sitting back on the left side of your screen. He picks off the pass from the Leafs, gets his head up, gets away from trouble, and then makes a safe play out of the zone. That could have gone a lot differently with any kind of panic, and that's the veteran player and the poise that the Jackets need to play with.
That's also one of your keys, make the safe play.
I'm telling you, that was impressive. To pick off the pass was one thing, but then to wait and get away from trouble, that's the play you want to make. And yeah, that was the key to the game. And Todd mentioned that in his media scrum. You know, he wanted the guys to try to make the smart play.
Would you agree with me? Tootin's been the most consistent Leaf or Blue Jacket defenseman?
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's, you know, it's those little plays like that that can easily go unnoticed, but he does the right thing the majority of the time.
6 minutes, 50 seconds left. Jackets, Jared Bull holding his own in the corner. Outlet pass on that wing. Just drilled by Jack Johnson, much to the delight of the crowd.
Good to see that out of Jack Johnson. Physically engaged. Good sign for the Jackets.
500th National Hockey League game. A number of the Jackets are either at or reaching a milestone here tonight.
The guy he hit is playing his 500th game too, winning.
Yeah, isn't that something? They're just offering a little congratulatory, hey, nice milestone, bud. Take this.
And let's look at Jack Johnson here. We love when he plays physical. He's such a big, solid guy. Winnick has that puck. He's got his head up and trying to make a play with it, but got introduced to Jack Johnson early in this game. You see his ice time. He's always up there in ice time, but you remember last year in the playoffs, or was it towards the end of the year when he made a play, and it just seemed like the play for Jack Johnson when he drilled, I forget who the player was, down in front of his own net, but it was like, wow, he was in that mode.
Oh, he certainly was, and a key in that series in shutting down Crosby, Malkin and company in that playoff series. Van Riemsdyk, his shot is blocked as Savard stood up on him. Clarkson now. Ryan Murray defending. Van Riemsdyk to the point here, 4 foot up. Franzen fires his shot. McElhinney makes the stop as it ricocheted off the Leaf in front. Clarkson and got caught up in the equipment of McElhinney, who was wise to hang on with a couple of Leafs on the doorstep.
Guys, back at Nationwide with Scott Hartnell. Scott, a little bit of a feeling out process for both teams. How do you assess this period so far?
Yeah, I think the team's a little cautious, but I think for the most of the period we've forechecked. We've got some chances. A few good shifts down there, and shots that they had. Mac made some big saves.
And creating more opportunities now. What's the key to gaining the zone against these Leafs?
Well, it seems like they really press up in the neutral zone, and when we're trying to break out, their D are always down the wall. So if we make some strong plays, chip it to space, have some speed, get it, we're going to get some odd man opportunities.
Thanks for this, Scott.
Scotty Hartnell catching his breath there, but giving us the honest answers. You can tell he's got that mustache going too. I think he lost that mustache boy competition they have here right in time for Movember.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's really a nice treat, getting a chance to talk to Hartnell. You wish you had a chance to catch his breath, though, before he came on TV.
Did they make him hold his breath before he answered the question? I wonder, because it seems like that happens a lot.
Well, he just came off after a hard shift.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Of course, when you played, I remember we could talk to you, and you were breathless.
I always had my breath, Jeff. I think superior shape.
Oh! I'll have to tell Hartsey that one after. I won't tell any tales at his school. He's already got it on tape anyway. Here's Prout. Dalton Prout on to Skilly. Jack Skilly, left wing feed, stepping up Tim Erickson back in the lineup. He was a scratch the other night. Chaput chops it wide of the net. Nice to see Chaput get some recognition. Today's Dispatch, a nice story on a young man who's become a fixture for the Jackets, doing a great job on face-offs, playing on an energy line. Tonight he gets a chance to move up, Jody.
Started the game. Todd shuffled the line early. It was supposed to be Wennberg with these two guys, Skilly and Foligno, but Chaput got the start.
Skilly with that shot from the right wing that Bernier is able to fight off and hangs on after flashing the leather. Well, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time. Later in tonight's contest, it's brought to you by Miller Lite. And there is Bernier coming off the 10-shot shutout Tuesday night at home against the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, and there was that goalie controversy. There always seemed to be in Toronto. But he has really grabbed it. It seems like he's grabbed the #1 position from James Reimer. And all the things I've heard about Bernier is that he's really as good as they say. He's a legitimate goalie.
High draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings, traded from L.A. Bernier getting an opportunity, as we mentioned, his 5th straight start. And we're talking about 60 to 70 games he'll play this season. McElhinney makes the stop. Rebound. Kessel thought the puck had crossed the line, waved off by the official.
Kessel's asking for the phone call. He thinks it was in.
Well, the referee was right there and he waved it off.
Kessel instantly stopped playing. He thought it was in. These guys usually know, but you see the puck in front, and Mac does a good job right there.
The skate of Tooten.
Tooten is back. Oh my. Tooten put the foot across the red line, but it's at the right spot. Hard to tell there.
I think that's a goal. Looks like his skate is in the white paint.
Great angles of it. The whole puck has got to be over the line, and they got to have that picture that shows the white
right
on the other side of it.
And again, it would have to, because it was waved off downstairs, it would have to be conclusive.
That's a great point.
In Toronto.
That's a great point. It was waved off in the building. Heads up play by that guy, the veteran. And that's a close call. Now we've got some good angles, some good looks at it, but I think the guys in Toronto might have a few more too.
Chris Lee is on the headset to Toronto. We can definitely say from one of those overheads, you saw Tooten's skate definitely in the white point, in the white paint, but we never saw the puck 100% across the line in the white.
Yeah, it's really tough to see it, and you know that one angle, his skate completely blocks the puck out, and you can't guess at this. You got to be able to see it.
Got to be conclusive. When
got to be conclusive. And I like how they take their time on this. They want to get it right.
First time in the history, Major League Baseball, Game 7 of the World Series. They had to go to review, and that's a credit to the National Hockey League. The NHL has the best system, and you've seen now the NFL and now Major League Baseball. And for the first time in history of the World Series, they went to video review to overrule a call that was made on the field. That was great to see in Game 7.
And when they pick up that headset, it's a direct line. They're already in contact with the room in Toronto. It's in Toronto, right?
Right.
So he's directly talking to the group in Toronto about what they saw. Number of good angles on it. And we've got a couple.
Toronto is where these are under review. They call it the war room, the situation room. And, of course, in New York, it's the Department of Safety.
And here's the best look, Jeff. See the puck there? It's on the red.
Here we go, Chris Lee. It's a goal. Either he didn't turn his mic on or something, or there's a malfunction, but it's a goal.
Phil Kessel knew. He stopped right away, pointed to the ref, and told him to get the phone. Boy, that couldn't have been any closer. Just over the line. A great play. Nice try by Tooten. Phil Kessel gets on the board here for the first goal for the Leafs here tonight.
His 6th of the season. 1-0, Toronto.
Jackets need to have some good offensive zone time here, Jeff. Get the puck in there, roll around, throw some pucks on Bernier. They've only got 5 shots at Toronto's 9.
Jackets have got to pick it up. Here's Chaput looking for his first NHL goal. Fires it right on. Bernier the stop. Savard trying to send it ahead. Here's Dion Phaneuf. Dumps one into Jackets territory. Ryan Murray had an impressive start to his NHL career against the Leafs last season. Scored a couple of big goals against Toronto. Here comes Chaput. On to Corey Trott. Sends it in front. Bozak defends away from Dano. Away goes Van Riemsdyk. On to Clarkson. Back to Van Riemsdyk. And he sends it wide. Winnick and Kadri draw the assists. The 470th career point for Phil Kessel. 1-0. Again, Kessel's 6th of the season. Murray Kemp behind McElhaney. Jackets clear on the backhand. Stepping up. Robidaw dumps it back. Less than 3.5 minutes left in this first period. Savard in the corner. Off the wall. Collins looking to play it. It sails deep and will be called. Nope, icing was waved off. So Gardner now. It's Winnick. Winnick comes with speed and across the line. Drops the pass there for Kadri. His shot rolled off the stick. He was still able to recover along the boards. Jared Bull. Bull now dumps back there for Fedor-Tutin.
That was a great back check by Cracknell. That's why that puck rolled off the Leafs stick. Came back all the way back, knocked the stick, broke up the play.
Bull now looks for Tutin. Away from Pontic. Right side, Jared Bull. Along the wall. Wenberg's pass for Foligno fails. Foligno steals from Phaneuf. Walks in, fires a shot, rebound. Down is Bernier, and he's able to cover up.
A great job by Nick Foligno. The Blue Jackets are having a tough time completing passes here. But Nick Foligno has an effort to go steal that puck from Big Dion Phaneuf and turn back, and he's got a decision to make right here. Shoot or pass. He shoots and follows, and you saw that rebound off the high shot. Good play by Nick Foligno. That is really a blueprint for what the Blue Jackets need to do. Shoot the puck, get the rebound, get on this Bernier, make him uncomfortable. He seemed to have just made routine saves here for the first 6 shots.
I think the Jackets look tentative here. They've looked tentative for much of this first period, and they've got to get that leadership and players like Foligno. They draw another penalty here. Use the Folignos, Hartnells, and the Johanssons to get them going.
Yeah.
Toronto number 46, minor penalty, hooking.
And you know, that's a good point. Sometimes you have that, there's that tentativeness and you're thinking too much and you're not just playing. These guys need to play and react. And there's the man we're talking about right in the middle of it again. He not only with a good scoring opportunity to shift before, but there he draws a penalty just by staying on the puck and moving his feet.
So, Johansson, Atkinson, Hartnell up front. Eriksson and Savard are on the points here with 2:28 left. Jackets looking for the equalizer here. Atkinson up high, hangs onto that puck. Bounces wide of McElhaney. Tim Eriksson will lead the rush up ice. Eriksson in Los Angeles picked up his first National Hockey League goal. Look at Johansson walk in and then fire it wide.
Nice little inside-outside move there by Johansson. Gathered it in with a nice quick release, but a little too high.
Eriksson's goals of the power play variety. He'd like to get one here and get the Jackets even. Less than 2 minutes left. Left wing Hartnell turns it back to the blue line. Here's David Savard on to Johansson. In the slot, Atkinson can't pull the trigger. Van Riemsdyk got a piece of his hockey stick. Up high, Eriksson. Eriksson, Savard, traffic in front. That's Hartnell, and it's ripped wide of the net. Atkinson, Hartnell denied. Phaneuf and Hartnell pushing and shoving. They have a few words and are separated.
Just getting reacquainted, those two, but nice little play there with Atkinson, Johansson, and Hartnell. Savard with the good idea, just a little slow on the shot, it gets tipped, but look at that quick play by Johansson. And everyone in the building thought Atkinson was going to get around that puck and take a shot. But instead he gets that little pass to Hartnell, and Hartnell's great in those little sweet spots. He got that shot past Phaneuf, but not past Bernier.
The word that Todd Richards has used since the start of training camp. We've got to be faster. We've got to be faster. The Jackets have got to be faster here on the power play, faster with their shots. But now here on a turnover, shorthanded breakaway off the goalpost. Bozak, after a turnover up high, walks right in and sends it off the iron.
You're right, and you were just talking about a little bit quicker. Not much quicker, but just a little bit is a big difference in this game.
Offside there.
Turnovers, passes, shots, a little crisper for the Jackets. And you'll see this turnover here. Teuton's just getting around the puck. Doesn't make it to him, and it gets picked off. McElhinney's out high in his crease. Bozak rings it off the post. Lucky for the Jackets. We have 36 seconds left in this power play. Wenberg to take the face-off.
Last minute of play here in the opening period. Joined us late. Kessel at 15:28 on a goal that went to review. Foligno across the line. Nick Foligno returning the lineup. Missed but one game after a scary situation in LA against the Kings.
And he's really stood out the last few shifts here for the Blue Jackets. He seems to have stepped it up. He drew a penalty, had a good scoring opportunity. He's in the middle of this play too. Jack Johnson, one pass to Teuton. Teuton gets it on net. There's no one right in front of the goalie. Toronto's doing a good job of keeping guys away from the front of the net. And I'm sure Todd Richards will be talking about that along with his coaching staff. Don't stand off to the side. Get it right in front of that goalie.
Johansson wins the draw. Camped in front. Hartnell, final seconds of the Columbus power play. Hartnell can't make the play. Win it. Sweeps to the Jackets line. Polak steps out. Toronto back at full strength. 2 shots for the Jackets, and they just completed power play. Johansson lets one fly, and Bernier plays it off that pad, and out play.
Nice quick shot by Ryan Johansson. And we've seen Atkinson turn back through the middle a couple times. He hasn't liked what he's seen, but you see it here. He builds some speed on the turn back. Johansson gets the puck and gets it off his stick quickly. Bernier just deflects it out into the netting, face off to his left. But good play by those two guys. A little quicker on the shot and good speed from Atkinson.
After Toronto had the first 5 shots, the Jackets have come off the mat here. We're now tied in shots at 9. And Toronto faced only 10 the entire hockey game Tuesday night. Here's Kadri in the corner. Avoids a hit there from Foligno. Puck at center. Final seconds tick off in this one. Kadri stepping into Corey Trapp as the Jackets. And that'll do it as the horn goes to end the opening period of play. The lone goal scored by Kessel, his 6th of the season. And after 20 minutes of play here at Nationwide on the first of back-to-backs for the Blue Jackets who are in New Jersey, Toronto, by the way, will be home tomorrow to Chicago. We're back after this. Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Huntington Bank. At Huntington, you can bank like a real fan. Get your Blue Jackets debit card at BlueJacketsBanking.com. And by Ohio Health, the official healthcare provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets. All but set for second period play. Toronto leading on a goal by Phil Kessel, our IGS Energy performer. None other than the aforementioned goal scorer in this one. Had to go to review. But after a review in the Situation Room in Toronto, it was deemed a goal. The puck indeed had crossed the line. And Kessel picks up his 6th of the season, assisted by Winnick and Kadri.
He knew it was in right away. Quit playing, pointed at the ref.
Petter Teuton attempted to stop it with a skate-like save, but as we had mentioned, looking at one of the replays, his skate was in the white paint. So, the Jackets looking to catch up here in the early moments of the second period. Shots were even in the first at 9. Chaput, as he did in the first period, starts again here, taking the center ice face-off for period number 2. He'll work against Bozak, who, as we mentioned, has the longest consecutive streak in the NHL currently. In face-off wins 8 straight games with better than 10. The right side goes Skilly. Skilly flips it by Dion Phaneuf. Franzen lumbers in. Foligno first to the puck behind the net. Looking to get it to Skilly. Sends it around the dasher. Picked up on that left wing. And this is Van Riemsdyk, the one-time Philadelphia Flyer. Sends it awkwardly off the boards. It came crashing right back in front. There's a shot off the glove of McElhinney. Foligno now away from Polak. Puck picked up here by Skilly on the off wing. Chaput trying to get to the net. Morgan Rielly taking Skilly wide and keeping that puck from getting to the net. Polak rifles in, far side. Play called, too many men on the ice. Toronto
Well, if the Jackets were going to hear messages, which they were between periods, I think one of them would have been North mentality. Get the puck in the offensive zone. Don't fool around with it, turn back and all that stuff. And the other thing is get the puck at the net. And so I'm not sure what the whistle was for.
Well, it's icing is what they're calling. I thought there were too many men on the ice
Yeah,
there.
okay, yeah.
The Toronto guys raced off, but evidently...
And that's why the linesman was pointing immediately, because he was calling guys back. Hey, you get back here, icing. You have to stay out there on the ice.
Approaching the 1 minute mark. Hartnell along the boards, can't control it. Clarkson out to center. Tootney defends. Some help there from Jack Johnson. Johnson, left wing for Hartnell. Drops it back, steps away from Robidas. Tootney, right wing. A pass there for Atkinson. Kadri chops it off the wall, and it's Jack Johnson. On for Hartnell, right wing feed. Atkinson able to steer it ahead. Johansson is with him. Atkinson looking to dance away from Gardner. Atkinson tries to kick it along the dasher. Gets it back here to Jack Johnson. Johansson waiting on that right side, but Johnson unable to hold it at the line.
Jody, Jack Johnson was trying to pull it to the middle, and he lost control, and the guy on the Leafs was trying to get through. That was Kadri trying to get it through Jack's skates, but Jack used his body.
Drop after the turnover in front, and Bernier got enough of it. Hartnell tried to send it by. Jackets keep it in. Dalton Prout. Here's Johansson. Nice move. A shot from the wing by Trott, and it's blocked. Back come the Leafs. This is Kessel. Kessel, right-handed shot, deals it on the wing. Kadri. Kadri pulls up, sweeps it around. Toronto change up here on the fly. Franzen shot ricochets wide, tried to flip a backhand in this time. Kessel goes in front, but he finds Dano. Dano looking to take the return feed here from Trop and does. Walks it into the zone. Rims it around the boards. There's Wenberg. Wenberg had it chopped away by Phaneuf.
Wenberg's just getting out there. Johansson was at the end of his shift in the defensive zone, and he was gassed.
Oh boy, Sattarelli played it right off that backboard, and McElhinney had to make a short side save. Thrown back in front, Eriksson able to steer it to the far side. Prout knocking down Ponick. Here's Eriksson, head up, sends it to the line. Wenberg's pass, cross ice looking there for Jared Bull. Wenberg will head off. Polak off the wall, bouncing puck. Brent Ashton hustles, his first game of the season. Waiting for an opportunity, gets it here tonight. With it, he joined us late, Joffrey Lupul, out with a broken hand, out indefinitely. He was with the team here in Columbus, but not in uniform.
I guess that happened in practice. He fell down in practice in Toronto yesterday.
Bull will sweep it by, hustles after it, Bernier to play it. There's Collins in the corner, loose puck. Morgan Riley avoids a hit. Right side, Matt Fratton briefly played with the Blue Jackets, acquired in the trade. Marion Gaborik from the LA Kings, back with Toronto's second tour of duty. Off his stick, played by Polak. Morgan Riley steps out of the zone, looks to the left wing for Ashton. Late in the shift for him. Savard steers it ahead.
Good play by Savard there. He saw
Fratton with a shot on the stop by McElhinney.
two good plays there by David Savard. Just a steady, solid player. Every game he's getting better. And he saw that Morgan Riley was running out of space, so he jumped up on him right away, closed the gap, caused a turnover. And there, just in front of the net, Fratton got a shot, and that was it. No room for a rebound because big David Savard, well, I tell you what, he's getting bigger every day, but he's really growing into his body, and he knows how to play that big man game on defense.
Well, his coming out party most definitely was down the stretch last year and in the playoffs. Came to camp this year with a lot more confidence.
And I spoke with Ryan Murray, who's paired up with him, about playing with David Savard. He said it's awesome because he's going to be a great player.
Skilly from the right wing. Bernier down, the pad save, and then gets the glove on it to hold on.
I like the idea by Skilly. He's got the speed, we know that. Here he's looking and he's thinking pass, but he was waiting for the guy, the middle lane drive, to get through. You'll see him here on the bottom of the screen, so that when the shot was taken, the opportunity for the rebound was there. Jack just missed on that shot, didn't hit the right pad, instead he hit the left, and Bernier was able to smother it up. Hits the right pad, that puck goes right to Chaput.
Here's Erickson. Dalton Prout. Back for Erickson. Right wing feed redirected by Skilly, who will now find a seat on the bench as Atkinson comes over the wall. 4.5 minutes plus gone here in the second period. Bozak sends it in. Van Riemsdyk in pursuit. Now Van Riemsdyk was a teammate of yours in Philadelphia, and boy is he dangerous. He and Kessel both 30-goal scorers a season ago.
He's fast, he's big. And how about there he makes a turnover on Dalton Prout. But how about Van Riemsdyk? His parents are so proud that he's in the NHL, but tomorrow night he's going to face his brother Trevor, who signed as a free agent last year out of college, went to training camp with the Chicago Blackhawks and made the team. And I asked James about that today, and he said, I said he must be a good player. He said he's really good and really smart. And they'll face off for the first time tomorrow night since playing pond hockey in the backyard that their dad, Franz, would set up for all the boys.
Well, what about the rest of the story? Who are the parents going to cheer for tomorrow night, Jody? He must have told you that, too.
I didn't ask that. That'll be torn, I guess, one of those moments, but that's the rest of the story. You got the rest of the story.
Good idea that the Shelleys didn't have another player.
Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, no talk of just treading water for these resilient Blue Jackets. Sam Amico gives you the reason you wouldn't expect that the Cavs struggled on opening night and how Andy Dalton is quieting his critics. Get complete coverage of all of today's action involving Ohio sports brought to you by 1-800-SAFEAUTO.com.
Well, it's got to be, in all seriousness, a thrill for the parents to see both boys oppose one another tomorrow night on the national television in Canada. Friends on top of the circle. Stop McElhinney. Rebound left in front. Jackets try to cover up. Toronto gets it back. Kessel on for Kadri on the left wing. Winnick looks for some open ice. Phaneuf. Franzen. Back for Phaneuf. He'll let one go. McElhinney the stop. Big rebound. Jackets will walk it out of the zone. Marco Dano hammers in.
That was a good shift down low by young Wenberg, who's playing center tonight. And his responsibility in the defensive zone is to help out the D below the goal line. He did a nice job in that shift.
This is the line that's got to get the Jackets going. Atkinson cycles out of the corner. Looking for some offense here. Hartnell. Johansson cruising. Puck comes free to Johansson. Atkinson, the quick shot. And the stop made there by Bernier. Jackets pressure. Phaneuf, one hand, holds off Hartnell. The clearing pass. Kessel will chip it off the boards after reluctant to leave the zone.
He thought he had more time. He looked back. He saw Scott Hartnell coming in on him in the defensive zone. He decided just to punt it out.
Hartnell off the wall will chop it by Polak. Santorelli dumps back in. McElhinney unable to trap it behind the net. Jack Johnson. Up along the wall, Hartnell looks, gets it to the right side for Atkinson, trailing Johansson. Johansson had to take it away. Panik looking for Santorelli. The Jackets just a little discombobulated here right now. Unable to really generate anything in the offensive zone.
Well, and that was at the end of a shift. So when Atkinson had it in the middle of the ice, he had some good speed. He tried to dish it to Johansson, but he just ran out of gas there. Couldn't stop and make that play.
Now Foligno. One of the Jackets' more effective forwards here tonight, making his return after missing Tuesday's game against Ottawa. Morgan Riley, Santorelli. Puck picked up here by Dalton Prout. He'll backhand for Erickson. Panik first on the forecheck. Jackets clear. Right wing. Carried in. Drop pass Chapeau. It rolls off his stick. Hands it here to Foligno. Foligno away from Panik. Protects that puck. Looks onto Erickson in front. And unable to convert. Camped on the edge of the goal crease there was Skilly.
Great communication by Tim Erickson. Foligno had no out. He was looking. He didn't know what to do. He was going to throw it back in the corner. He heard Erickson call for it across ice. And Erickson had slipped down. Good heads-up play by Foligno.
That has been the Jackets' most effective line.
It has, and that's great. I love the communication from young Tim Erickson. And we talked earlier on that Johansson end of a shift. Shift management, they got to take care of it. Get it going.
Back after this.
White Arena, where the visiting Leafs hold a 1-0 lead over the Jackets. Tonight, don't miss Fox Sports Live. No huddle on college football's biggest matchups of the weekend. Analysis of LeBron James versus Derrick Rose in Chicago. Full reports from Denver and New England before the Broncos and the Patriots game. Watch Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
And there's a look at Sean Collins, called up. And in uniform here from Springfield as the Jackets fight off a total of 8 injuries.
9th-round draft pick. Patiently waited in the minors, and he gets a good opportunity here, Jeff, with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Tonight, his 12th National Hockey League game. Oh, nice play there by Jared Bull. Bull down the right wing, sweeps it ahead. Bernier comes out of the net to play. Gardner turns it over again, but the Jackets shot there by Adam Cracknell. Ricochets all the way back into Columbus territory.
Oh, that was a confident play by Bernier behind the net. You would think he would have put it on the walls, but he didn't. He saw the walls were taken away, and he just popped it to the middle to his defenseman.
Here's Robidas. Stefan Robidas. Back and healthy. He has suffered a couple of real serious leg injuries. But determined, known as a leader, quality player. He's found a home in Toronto for the Maple Leafs.
He sure has. He's a veteran guy. And that's a good presence for this Leafs team, is a steady guy like Robidas.
2-on-1, Wenberg. Corey Trott moves in. His pass for Wenberg broken up by Franzen. A 2-on-1 break, and the Jackets do not get a shot away. Another illustration where the shot might have been the best. Best opportunity for a pass might be a shot on goal and a rebound. Here's Dano. Dano looks in front. Active stick there by Bozak. Dano wins the battle along the wall. Wenberg tried to shovel it back. Down the right side, Polak, the big rangy defenseman, pulls up at the goal line, sweeps it behind the net there for Van Riemsdyk. The net dislodged and play whistled down.
We're going to watch this 2-on-1 with Corey Trott and Wenberg. And Trott knows he's got a skilled player in Wenberg, and I've been there. He's just trying to get the puck to Wenberg. I know, Jeff, you said he maybe should have shot it, but you're just trying to do all you can to get it to that skilled player, because you know that he can do some magic with the puck. Nice play by the defenseman.
Great play by Franzen.
Looking back, I'm sure Corey feels the same way that you felt. You know, I should have shot that thing, but boy, that would have been something if he would have got it to him.
Wenberg still looking for his first NHL goal.
We thought he had it in Ottawa.
He sure did.
Leonard made that unbelievable save with his paddle.
Leonard making a number of outstanding stops in each of the 2 games the 2 teams have played, both won by the Senators. Left wing Kadri can't make the play. Dalton Prout clearing pass on the right wing. Offensive zone attempt there. Atkinson keeps the feet moving. Polak defends. Atkinson trying to chop it out in front. Some help there from Hartnell from the point. Prout lets one fly. Getting a stick on it was Atkinson, but Bernier got just enough of it. Here's Hartnell again. He feeds the point this time. Eriksson floats one in. Again, Atkinson gets the stick on it.
2 good opportunities generated from low to high play, and the guys on the manning the defensive points, Prout and Eriksson, are just getting it through on Bernier.
Now we have opportunities with the icing. We go back and take a look as Atkinson looks for some open space. The shots come from the point. He's getting a stick on it.
And you know, this is momentum generated by that Chaput, Trop, and Dano line, where they came down in that 2-on-1, and then your next line comes out the big line, Johansson, Atkinson, Hartnell, with Prout and Eriksson, and really just the basics. Good passes, getting the shots through to the net. Those are 2 key things. Now we'll see this line of Chaput, Foligno, and Skilly. Look to follow up on that.
Well, I thought, were the Jackets' most effective line, these 3 here in the first period.
Saturday, November 15th is Hockey and Heels presented by Myers Jewelers. Enjoy a ladies' night out and discuss the game with Blue Jackets guests and NHL referees in a fun, casual environment. And that package includes a game ticket, hors d'oeuvres, and drinks, a gift, and more. Just $65. Reserve your spot now at bluejackets.com/hockey and heels.
And I suggest you review and get your tickets soon because my broadcast partner is part of that production. Hockey and Heels, Jody Shelley.
I will not be wearing heels.
Really? I was going to buy a ticket. Jody Shelley worth the price of admission alone. Less than 9 minutes left. Here's Spencer Tootin. The left wing feed. It's off the skate of Chaput. Nick Foligno sends it ahead. Chaput tried to shovel it in. Carried in here by Skilly. Skilly trying to hold off Robidoux. Throws it to the point, alertly so. Jack Johnson drills it, flashing the leather, and holding on is Bernier. 8:36 left. Second period. We'll step aside.
The Leafs lead it here at Nationwide. Brad Larson, I think the team a little out of sync earlier in the period, but opportunities are picking up a little bit here.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes got on our heels and making poor decisions, but the last 5 minutes I really like this.
We talk about this a lot now. What's the difference between what they're doing and actually closing?
Well, if I had the magical answer, I'd give it to you. But again, it's you stick to the plan, and really it's getting pucks to the net and getting something ugly. Obviously we know our situation, but there's ways to get goals even when you're down a few men, and that's just getting to the net.
Poor decisions, he said it. First 5 minutes, and we've seen some good ones the last few plays. And that last shift by Jack Skilly, I loved his second effort on the puck to cause a turnover and bring it back into the offensive zone. Shot on net would cause that face-off in the offensive zone. And here come the Leafs.
Here comes Kadri on for Kessel. Kessel, Kadri off a skate. Left in the slot. Tootin neatly to take it away. Winnick battles right there at the Toronto bench. Atkinson trying to kick it free. Jack Johnson holds off Winnick. Tootin will pick it up. That's going to be a penalty for interference. Toronto.
Well, look at that last save, Jeff, by Curtis McElhinney. It was a dandy. Brad Larson talked about ugly goals. How about that? Phil Kessel knows how to score, and what does he do? He just throws it at the net. And as you mentioned, it went off a skate right there. Jack Johnson skate. Watch Curtis McElhinney. Just gets the end of his pad on it. Ugly goals.
11:53.
And here's a penalty here on Jack Johnson. The puck's been chipped by, and Jack right there. You saw the ref's arm just go up. Tried to pick him on the way in. Winnick, who kept his feet moving.
Shot by Kadri wide. Clarkson flips it back, and nobody at the right point for Toronto. Phaneuf, the captain, had pinched in. Leafs, cross ice pass. Drop back to the point. Phaneuf lets one fly. It's deflected. And it's 2-0 with a power play goal. And the Jackets continue to be victimized. That is the 7th power play goal against in the last 18 shorthanded situations over the last 5 games. 2-0.
Well, David Clarkson is standing in front all alone. And Dion Phaneuf, he's a pure shooter. You see there the whip in his stick when he took that shot. He's got a hard shot. Clarkson faded away from Savard. You can see in front of the net, Savard is there, Clarkson's there. He's not in front of McElhinney. And he's off to the right, or the left of McElhinney. He's a right-handed shot, and he pulls it towards himself. No chance for McElhinney there.
Pretty good hand-eye coordination for sure. In front, and the Jackets fire it out of play.
And that was Wenberg following up on Foligno. Foligno had the puck in his feet, trying to create a little space. He knew the puck was sitting there. He was tying up the Leafs player, and Wenberg came in and alertly tried to get that shot away. You see here, he's just trying to protect the puck. You see him, he's actually got 2 Leafs there. He's got 1 stick with his stick. Nice play by Foligno, and Wenberg just didn't get that off quick enough. But good opportunity for the Jackets.
From the draw, Clarkson from Phaneuf and Holland. 2-0.
Clarkson's wearing that full face shield. He broke his orbital bone in a fight in training camp.
that with Clark MacArthur?
No, it was
McCormick of Buffalo.
McCormick of Buffalo. Big, tough guy.
2-0. Clarkson's third first power play goal. Clarkson up high, slides it behind the net. Gardner in off the point. Savard chipped it by. Here's Clarkson stepping up once more. Goes high there on Wenberg. Bozak in pursuit. Savard gets a piece of him, but followed through did Bozak. Now Phaneuf will dump it behind. Toronto now all over the Blue Jackets. Walking out. This is Clarkson. Saved by McElhaney. Bozak a shot. That too is blocked off the pad.
Good job by McElhaney to stand in there.
Murray can't clear. Bozak in front. Clarkson denied. McElhaney, 3 outstanding stops from point-blank range in succession.
Now let's look at those, Jeff. That's the most duress he's been under in a row. And there's the first one. They just throw it at the net. They smell blood, these Leafs. Bozak, the same thing. A little traffic in front. Now here's the last one. They get a little creative. Clarkson tries to lift it over McElhaney, but he's at the top of the crease. I think Todd Richards or someone has called a timeout here, I believe.
Jackets indeed called the timeout here. It's Todd Richards trying to settle things down right now with his troops.
Trying to get them organized. It looks a little unorganized in their own end. He's just pulling it in and making sure everyone knows their duty. Let's get through this period. There's 6:15 left. Let's go out and win this last portion of the period. It's really a good message he's probably sending. And get going. A lot of guys aren't going. And to see a shift like that, he's prepared these guys for the Leafs. And this little bit of disorganization has got to be frustrating for him. So get the assignment straight. Get the passes on. Get through the neutral zone and get down there and attack or get off the ice.
6 scoring chances this period. 3 of them in succession you just saw for Toronto. They have outchanced the Blue Jackets 10-5 in the hockey game to this point in time. They lead 2-0 on goals by Kessel and Clarkson. Santorelli able to feed that puck. Comes up high here now. Polak lets one fly. It goes off the chest of McElhaney. Santorelli behind the net, looking to feed it in front. On the left wing boards, Panik. Puck handed here for Komarov. Komarov. Panik. Komarov walking out of the corner. Back for a second tour of duty with Toronto from a sharp angle. McElhaney hugging the post. Makes the stop. Play whistle down. There's 5:35 left. The Jackets are struggling in their own end right now. And we'll be right back.
We are back at Nationwide where the Leafs lead the Jackets 2-0. Dave Betzold, Jeff Vermer, and Jody Shelley. The Blue Jackets Fan Express is back and ready to bring your group to the Arena District. For information and reservations, call the Blue Jackets at 614-246-PUCK. Tonight, the Newark Generals Mite hockey team rode the Fan Express to Nationwide Arena. They couldn't get in fast enough to root the Blue Jackets on to victory, guys.
How excited are those guys from Newark? Nice little bus ride in on the Fan Express to see the Columbus Blue Jackets. Couldn't even imagine that at that young age of 6 and 7. It's a pretty cool bus.
It is.
We took it over to the hospital yesterday with those guys. And
what a great visit. Nationwide Children's Hospital here in Columbus. The team en masse going over and putting a lot of smiles on young faces.
yeah, you could see it in Dave Metzold's in between periods. He had a little feature on. Thank you.
Drop pass Eriksson on for Hartnell. Puck thrown in front. Hartnell denied by the stop of Bernier and some pushing and shoving.
Not many opportunities standing right in front of Bernier. The puck finds its way in there. Atkinson with a quick little play, but Hartnell's stick got negated. He didn't get all that shot, but he did get it on Bernier. See right there, the defenseman gets his stick over Hartnell's. Didn't get that whole puck. And they're going to change up here. That was a quick shift for that line. Cracknell's out there now with Collins and Bowl. Saw a little emotion at the end of the shift there, pushing and shoving. Maybe these guys will continue it.
From the draw, Franzen off the wall. Van Riemsdyk, right wing. Clarkson with Bozak. Van Riemsdyk sends it wide. Collins along the boards. A hooking penalty upcoming here. Well, Nick Foligno talking this morning and obviously coming back in the lineup tonight was the center of attention in the Jackets dressing room, Jody. And he said, hey, these are tough times. We're going to hear all the cliches, and they're true, but it's all about the guys in the room. We have to be a hard team to play against, and we have to step up. And that has to be heard by those players right now.
And I think he's done that. He's come into this game. He's a guy that got injured in L.A., and here he is on the ice tonight. He's giving it his all. Jackets are now on the power play.
Penalty assessed to Clarkson for hooking at 15:21. So the Jackets 0 for 2 in the power play. Look to get on the board and cut the deficit. They had 2 shots on the previous 2 attempts. Shot by Murray and deflected just wide of that far corner. Jack Johnson and Ryan Murray getting an opportunity here on the power play. The Jackets look to get something going. Here's Jack Johnson. Johnson, Murray. 2 goals against these Leafs last season for young Murray. It'd be nice to see him get on the board, Jody.
Yeah, this is where you usually see James Wisniewski out there with that big shot. He doesn't always use it, but he's got that clever sense to get the puck through the net, and that's really what they should focus on here, and they will.
Well, Murray certainly has that capability of getting a heavy shot through. He'll try here right now.
It's not even that heavy shot. It's that pass, like you mentioned, off the goalie.
Morgan Riley dumps it behind. Will be played there by Jack Johnson. 3 minutes and 32 seconds left. Jackets power play, less than a minute to go. Here comes Foligno. Foligno steps away from Van Riemsdyk. A lead pass for Murray offside. The puck was behind him, went off his skate, forcing the offside.
Columbus Blue Jackets hockey brought to you by Nationwide Insurance, the official insurance provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets.
And Murray tried to pick that puck up, like you said, Jeff. It was just behind him. Made a nifty little move, though, to kind of kick his skate up and kick the puck to his stick, but just was behind the line.
Jackets power play. Less than 40 seconds remain. David Savard will lead to rush up ice. Foligno trails. Drop feed. On here to Foligno from Wenberg. Foligno sweeps it behind the net. Bernier is there to get it. Wenberg in front. Bernier. A little action getting back. A scramble in the paint. What do the Jackets have to do to get a goal? Oh. That might have been their best scoring chance of this period.
What a save by Bernier.
He was a little slow in getting back, and fortunately for him, he was able somehow to get a piece of it. Up high. Final seconds of the power play. Eriksson hands to Foligno. 2 seconds left. Komarov, as Clarkson steps out of the box from the left circle, sends it in front, and it's deflected off the stick there of Winnick. Foligno comes back. He's got Chaput and Skilly with him. Oh, boy. Foligno is hammered there along the wall. Now goes back at the Toronto player. This is late in the shift for him. He did not at all appreciate that hit.
No, he did not appreciate that hit, especially knowing that he's sore. And there's that opportunity. You see, Bernier just gets back in the net. His legs are post to post there, but the initial save, he sees the puck. That's Dano, and it just catches the top of Bernier's pad. And Nick Foligno, who got carried on a stretcher on Sunday, here he is going in, protecting himself.
Oh, my.
And he gets ridden in pretty hard by Komarov, was it?
Yep.
And Nick Foligno let him know, hey, buddy, I'm tender, but I'm not going to back down. And he's had some good fight in him tonight, boy, I'll tell you. That's not easy.
He may be the Jackets' best forward.
Yeah, he's probably not the best feeling forward out there.
In front, Bernier sees it through the crowd as the Jackets win a faceoff and get another quality shot there at Bernier.
And that got deflected on the way in. Bernier had to stay alert there and stay on that puck. Great second effort face-off win by Cam Atkinson. Finds the puck, gets it back to the point. Hartnell knows where he has to go in front of the net, and that shot got through. But all those guys did their job there. Johansson tied up the face-off. Atkinson helped out. Hartnell went to the net. Tooten got the puck through. We're starting to see some good things happen here with the Blue Jackets.
From the face-off, sent towards the net there by Johansson, and Bernier again is going to cover up, and he takes exception to Hartnell cruising right through.
Well, that's one thing Scott Hartnell is known for, and that's getting under the skin of the opponents. And he can do it many different ways. By talking, by bumping, and here you see him right on the goalie. This is a subtle little bump. Bernier knows it, Polak knows it, Hartnell knows it, but the refs didn't see it. The refs talking to Bernier now. Bernier's trying to plead his case, but...
Meantime, Hartnell continues to talk to Winnick there. 4 shots to lead the Jackets in this hockey game for Scott Hartnell. Hartnell also, by the way, when he came on the ice, came to the defense of Foligno and had a few words with Komarov. Keep an eye on that for the balance of the night. Here's Johansson. Hartnell in the corner, able to chop it free. Atkinson can't get a stick on it as Phaneuf moved it along. Johansson up high, sends it towards the net. Atkinson tries to get a stick on it. He's tied up by Polak.
Polak blocked that shot, got in front of Atkinson, left him alone behind, and just blocked the shot.
Kessel win it off the blocker of McElhaney. Robidas hands it back. Kadri with a shot. McElhaney the stop.
Good job by McElhaney there just to gather that in. Some good things in the offensive zone for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and let's look at one here. That was Ryan Johansson that just whips the puck towards the net. Polak, 46, he jumped out in front of Atkinson and negated the whole play. Just really played goalie there. Yeah, that guy's built like a linebacker too, I'll tell you.
Well, that's what Toronto wanted. They wanted to cut down on the goals against and the shots on goal. Polak and Robidas added to this team to provide them with a little more defense. As we mentioned earlier, they have averaged last season some 36 shots against, the most in the league, and play called as there's a Leaf down and injured.
He took a hit and he bumped his head off the boards. That's Van Riemsdyk. Immediately grabbed his head. He got hit and just kind of felt awkward back on the dasher. And it was Jared Boll just finishing a check. You see Van Riemsdyk there, 21.
Ooh.
And he kind of twisted around, but see his helmet kind of pops up forward there. Looking for the puck, and just that extra little bounce at the end. Hopefully he's okay. He's up and he's skating to the bench.
Fortunately, his helmet stayed on, unlike the situation a couple of nights ago with Anisimov, whose helmet came off.
That's right.
Van Riemsdyk's going to remain on the bench.
Unless the trainer convinces him to go back. He takes a look at the clock and sees there's 1:10 left in the second period. He'll go back. Take a little extra time back there. Get ready for the third. That was a good hit by Jared Boll. I mean, just like I said, he got twisted up on the way down, Van Riemsdyk.
So the face-off to the left of Bernier. Johansson wins it. Shot by Dalton Prout. Bernier is there, sees it through the traffic, and holds on. Prout got it through.
Good job by Dalton Prout. And he's another guy that's going to get more opportunity. He found himself out of the lineup for the start of the California trip. He worked his way back in, stayed patient. He had a good off-season. Did a lot of training here in Columbus with all the guys. He did yoga, he did boxing, he did all kinds of stuff. So there's no question he's in shape. But I like to see those heads-up play by him there just to get that puck through the net like that last opportunity.
Is yoga becoming part of the repertoire for hockey players? I mean, we know Boone Jenner has talked about it here while he has been out of the lineup. You talked about Dalton Prout. We talked the other day, Forsberg talked to him. He was back in Springfield, didn't get to practice, but he got to take part in some yoga. Is that going to be a big part of hockey in the future? Tell me, Jody.
I think it is. It's a pretty, it's a hard workout, Jeff. You should try it.
Are you trying to make a suggestion there or what?
You know what? It's really great. It's a lot of stretching and A lot of these guys, I mean, especially these big guys, they don't need to get stronger, but they need to get quicker and more agile. It's one of those things with yoga.
Final minute of play here in the second period. Toronto has scored goals in the first and second. Their second period goal, a power play goal off the stick of Clarkson on a deflection. McElhinney had no chance. I'll say this about Curtis McElhinney. He's faced 25 shots here and looks a lot more comfortable in the net. Meantime, the Jackets move up ice. A late goal here would certainly be a catalyst for the third period. Johansson in front, comes up high. Feder Tutin through a crowd, tried to fire a shot. It's blocked by the Leafs and carried there now by Winnick. Polak hammers it up and out. And that is an icing call with 5.9 seconds left.
You know, not even a goal. I like the momentum and some positive things that they're doing. And watch this play by Timmy Eriksson, young defenseman. He's only played a few games this year, but great defensive play. See 20 there, the bottom of your screen. He's directing traffic with his stick, telling the guys where the pucks are, where to play. Lays out and knocks the puck away. That would have been a nice opportunity for the Leafs with that pass, but great heads up, and I love the communication he's been playing with tonight.
He's only been a healthy scratch for one game. That was after his goal. His first in the National Hockey League at Los Angeles on the power play, but he's come right back in the lineup here tonight and played very well.
And he's had a bigger role now with a couple injuries. And I like that heads-up play, and like I said, the communication. It's not easy to do, especially as a young guy, to direct traffic.
Great hockey sense. He has great hockey sense, and we're seeing that right there in evidence. So, we will step aside after 40 minutes of play here at Nationwide Arena in Columbus. Toronto with goals from Kessel and Clarkson lead 2-0. Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Roush Honda. The best way to say Honda is Roush Honda. And by Ticketmaster. Score. Get the only NHL tickets sold by fans and verified by Ticketmaster. It's all hockey, no hassle, right now at NHL.com/ticket exchange. Back here in the building, Jackets, moments from returning to the ice, down the runway and out, led by Curtis McElhinney. And now, tonight's AT&T Rewind. And for that, we head to Detroit, where the Red Wings are hosting the Los Angeles Kings, the defending Stanley Cup champions, who have dropped 2 straight since their 6-game winning streak. We pick up the action in the opening period of play.
LA without Kopitar going to Detroit, and as Patrick Nyquist makes it 1-0 Detroit. He also does some more work later in the game. Right here you'll see him. A nifty little play by Datsyuk. He cleans up, puts the garbage in the garbage bag. Nyquist makes it 3-0, and it's now, as you see, 4-1 Detroit.
How about the AEP power play summary, Jody?
All right, let's take a look at that, Jeff. Jackets have yet to convert. And Toronto had that tip by Clarkson. Shot from Phaneuf from the point. Clarkson tipped it in. Jackets have got to stay off the penalty kill.
Clarkson and Foligno, pair of 71s, have words, and we are underway. Third period. Franzen. Stretch pass there for Van Riemsdyk, who has returned after leaving with a little more than a minute left after the hit by Jared Bull. Camped in front of the net. Battle ensues in the corner. Down goes Clarkson. Murray trying to fish it free. Franzen thought about moving up, then retreated. Now has it at the point and rips it wide of the net. Jack Skilling for the Jackets. Leads Columbus out of the zone. Up on that left wing. Wenberg fights off a check. The captain, Phaneuf. Camp behind Bernier. He'll walk out. Looks to the left wing. Komarov. Ahead here. This is Santorelli. Dancing along the left wing wall. Santorelli. Steers to the corner. Feder Tutin for the Jackets. Away from Ponick. Jack Johnson. Atkinson. Off the wall but not out. Morgan Riley sends it into the slot, turning. Santorelli's shot goes off a leg. That of Tootin. Race for the puck on the far side. Santorelli losing there to Johansson. Ryan Johansson leading the Jackets 15 minutes plus in ice time. And it's Atkinson who sends it in. Bernier. Atkinson drops the puck. Picked up here by Santorelli late in the shift. Komarov finds a lane and sends to the Jackets line. Toronto change up. Dalton Prout on here for Scott Hartnell. Can't control it. Santorelli will dump it back.
I like the jump of that first shift by that Johansson-Hartnell line. They came out of this period and a little time in their own end, but they seem to have their legs under them. Corey Trump, by the way, will not return. He's got flu-like symptoms. Or the flu, I guess. I don't know. He's sick.
Well, he actually said that this morning, tried to fight through it, but with the 8 players that were injured, said, I've got to try to make a contribution, and gave it his best effort. But will not be back in this hockey game. So the Jackets shorthanded once more.
No, I shouldn't say the flu. He's just sick. We don't know what he's got, right?
Right. That's exactly what he said this morning. And as a result, I stayed away.
Smart.
Here on the wing, 2-on-1. Moving in, Kessel on to Kadri with a goal-mouth pass, and it's 3-0.
We know Phil Kessel can shoot the puck. He's a pure goal scorer, but that was a heck of a play by him on a 2-on-1. He waited until the last possible minute to slide that puck over. You see him here, he's just really stopped skating. It's all puck work, gliding in, and that was a goal-mouth pass right under Dalton Prout's stick, and underneath the skate, Kadri cashes in.
Kadri's 3rd goal of the season. Kessler will pick up his 2nd consecutive 2-point night. Had a goal and an assist in that win over Buffalo on Tuesday. Toronto 3, Blue Jackets no score. Jackets head out right after this one. It's on to New Jersey to play the Devils, who were victorious in a shootout last night. As we mentioned, Toronto return home after this one, and they will play the Chicago Blackhawks tomorrow night here at Canada Center in Toronto. Approaching the 4-minute mark, Ryan Murray. Murray headmans that puck to Foligno. Foligno tried to feed it back, and it fails. Jackets get it back.
The Jackets now have got to stay with this and get on the board. They've got to beat Bernier once and then go from there. But they've got to stop Toronto. They cannot play careless here, take penalties, bad decisions with the puck. They got to get sharp. Not only for tonight, but it carries over into tomorrow night. Get some good things going on here for the Jackets. Get back in this game now.
Daniel Winnick picks up his 2nd assist of the night. The first assist, the primary assist again to Kessel for that goal-mouth pass. Look at Jack Johnson walk to the front of the net. Skilly unable to pull the trigger there in the slot. And Toronto sweep it back into Jackets territory as we've hit the 4-minute mark.
And Jack Johnson couldn't get that puck off. He had it on his backhand as he cut through. And just as he tried to turn on it and throw it towards the net, he got it poked away. Van Riemsdyk's back out there after that awkward fall with Jared Boll, after Jared Boll finished his check.
Kessel line, 6 points on the night. 2 points for each of the 3 line mates. Johansson, no-look pass, look for Hartnell. Atkinson plays it off the wall, cycles up high. Atkinson hangs onto it away from Van Riemsdyk. Looks for Hartnell. Phaneuf steps into Fedor Tootin, chops it ahead, tried to feed Van Riemsdyk. Dalton Prout gets there ahead of him. Prout steps in front of the net.
He used that net as protection.
Atkinson offside.
After every Blue Jackets game, Fox Sports Ohio breaks down the game and talks to the players and coaches on Blue Jackets Live, presented by IGS Energy. IGS Energy, take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com.
A look at Tim Erickson. Getting back in the Jackets lineup tonight. Morgan Riley tried to feed Pontic. Sails wide of the net, and it is an icing call. Jody, how about the PNC game summary?
Well, there you go. Toronto leads in almost every category. The one they don't is hits. The Jackets have come out and been physical at times, but nothing really consistent so far this game as far as any of those categories.
Well, and again, in my opinion, Foligno's been the best Blue Jacket. He leads the Jackets 4 hits in this hockey game. He's forced 2 turnovers. And he's hustling here into the offensive zone again here against Polak, who leads all players in ice time on both teams with 17 minutes plus. And look at Foligno with Polak trying to stop him. Foligno keeps the feet moving in front. Skilly. The puck ricocheted right to Skilly. That puck was bouncing and he couldn't settle it down quick enough to get it by Bernier.
If you go back to Brad Larsen's coach interview in the second period, he said ugly goal.
Right.
And there's an example there. That's why you throw the puck at the net from anywhere, especially when you get a little bit of room. Nick Foligno's below the goal line. Throws it towards. He's trying to make a pass to Jack Skilly, who's coming in. Goes off a skate, and then Jack Skilly gets another whack at it. But great individual effort, starting with the forecheck by Nick Foligno. No, I'm so amazed he's back in this game tonight. And like you said, he's really stood out physically and in the offensive and defensive zone.
Nick Foligno has had an outstanding preseason, got off to a great start this season, and after that scare in Los Angeles has come back and picked up right where he left off. 13:56 left. And there's Nick. Happy to see him back in uniform. Start. And Jonathan Bernier with 18 saves and yet to give up a goal. Here's our Ohio Health great save.
Hey, Curtis McElhaney, he's done a heck of a job in there. He's going to get better every single game. You see him there. He stood tall for 3 of these in a row in his own end, and you see him shuffling around, fighting through traffic. Ready for the next shot there. He's focused.
He's faced 26 shots in this hockey game. He looks much more comfortable in the net.
And he will every game. I mean, he's a pro. He waits. He waits for his opportunity behind Sergei Bobrovsky. Not an easy job.
Not at all.
But he's in there and he's working with goalie coach Ian Clark. And he really hasn't had many practices since he was injured.
Right. He injured in Ottawa a week ago. It'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow night. And the fact is, he joined the team out on the California trip late. Didn't get a chance to practice at a morning skate.
Morning skate Sunday, here. That's right.
And then had one practice. And here he is.
Morning skate last game. And then yesterday was a day off. No, yesterday was a practice day. The day before that was a day off. So he's had 2 practices and 3 pregame skates. And he will get better every time he's on the ice. And the more time he gets with goalie coach Ian Clark, the better he's going to feel. There's just something about that one-on-one time, working on things.
Well, he was out on the ice here, I'd say, about 9:40 this morning, well ahead of the pregame skate as Johansson lets one fly, and it's deflected out of play.
Johansson took that puck right from the get-go. Got over the line, got that release, but just Dion Phaneuf, he's got a really quick stick, and he got the stick in there and deflected out of play.
Johansson riding that point-scoring streak. Tomorrow night, New Jersey will be his 200th NHL game. He comes in tonight 7th in the scoring race in the NHL with 12 points. Eriksson with a shot. Dano tried to get a stick on it. So Dano getting an opportunity here on the top line. And you know what? He's earned it. He has played a hard hockey game here. The youngster fights for position in front against Dion Phaneuf. Prout reaching for it. Van Riemsdyk, right wing pass here. Clarkson drops it back. Franzen's joined the rush. Nice move there by Eriksson, who's lost his stick. Puck gets away from Dano. Toronto come again. This is Van Riemsdyk. Clarkson heads to the net. Bozak into the corner. Battle ensues. Chop to the point here for Phaneuf. Dion Phaneuf, right side. Gardner tosses it behind the net. Again, the Jackets down to forward, so they've had to do some line juggling here. without Corey Trout for the balance of the night.
Yeah, they might try Atkinson's speed on a different line. Mix it up. You see Wenberg out there now.
Shot by Bozak off a leg. Foligno's got it. Nick Foligno, left wing. Deals it on here for Savard. Savard trying to return the feed. Bozak defending. Chipped off the glass and out. Ryan Murray. Quick feed to Savard. Atkinson out there with Wenberg and Foligno. Blue line combination. See if they can't produce some offense.
And that's what you try to do. You just try to get guys going. And Foligno.
Wenberg, a quick shot, and Bernier.
I was saying Foligno was going, and a guy like that can drag other guys into the fight. And I think that's what Todd Richards is trying to do here. Here's Wenberg. Good decision. But, I mean, there's no rebound there. It's just going to be a face-off. Good idea to get it at net, but you want to try to get something going. I don't mind the offensive zone face-off, though, as Wenberg takes a seat. Chaput gets kicked out of the face-off circle. Here's Nick Foligno to win the draw.
And he wins the draw. How about Foligno volunteering yesterday, what with all the injuries, to move to center? Foligno was telling me this morning he's played up until his NHL career. He's played at center ice and went to Todd Richards and said, you know what? If you need me, coach, I'll play center.
How about that?
Down that right
wing. Good
wing.
job there in the face-off circle.
Sure did. Kessel looks to the right wing. The active stick there of Atkinson sends it wide. Bouncing puck. Tootin. And out of play.
Talked to about Tootin earlier. His leadership, his consistent play as he heads off the ice. He's had some hits. He's always physical. He's always involved. Makes really good decisions. And he's the leader on this group. And I bet you he had something to say between the first and second and the second and third here tonight.
Jackets win the draw. Dalton Prout. Off the stick of Bull. Phaneuf will send it back to center. Jackets winning all 3 games in the season series last season. As Jody pointed out in the open, it doesn't mean a thing this year. Jackets outscored Toronto 13-3, including a 6-0 shutout win at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto.
You know, they definitely changed their defense with Polak back there. Just a big body, and we've seen him block shots, hit guys. He's very physical, and as you said, he's leading all skaters in ice time.
There's Bull in the corner. Off Komarov, he'll knock it down. Collins chops it ahead. And Robidas hustles back to make the play. Approaching the midway point of this third period, Robidas chased now by Johansson. Heads behind the net. Gardner will play it off the wall to the right wing. Rink wide. Robidas joining the rush. Decides to fire it in on that right side. Fratton hustles. Jackets defend below the goal line. Ryan Johansson. Outlet pass on the wing here for Skillet. Hartnell racing to join the rush. Here's a feed. Savard! And it rolls off his stick.
He got hooked.
Fratton with the poke check, but a little too aggressively. And he's headed off.
David Savard.
Fourth power play.
Sorry, Jeff. David Savard was in great position there. And he just couldn't get the shot off. And as you said, the puck rolled off his stick, but he was hooked. And we'll take a look at it here. As Savard gave Johansson a little pat there on the back for the pass. But there it is. Locked him up with that stick. And I like the speed. I liked how Savard joined the rush. Good scoring position or opportunity to get a puck on net. I like this opportunity for the Jackets.
Got to get one before you get 3, right?
Yeah, that's well put.
Jackets 0 for 3 with 3 shots of the previous power plays. Crowd trying to encourage the Jackets here. Drop pass. Atkinson now to Johansson. Ryan Johansson had it knocked away, and Polak will find some room between the defense, and he'll send it back into Jackets territory. Less than 90 seconds left of the power play.
You know, it'd be nice for the Jackets to get down there, get set up, get a goal, a nice opportunity at least, get this crowd on their feet, create some momentum to end this game.
Rimmed around the wall, up high. Jack Johnson, Atkinson, dropped was Hartnell, a shot. Bernier looked behind him, scores! Power play goal! I believe Atkinson got to the rebound. Bernier looked behind him initially, put the glove down. It was still loose in that goal mouth, and Atkinson fires it home.
Great play by the Columbus Blue Jackets here. In a desperate situation. They get the puck to the net. And they follow it up. But look at Cam Atkinson. He makes the pass, and where does he go? He'll get back in the picture right here. And he sees the puck. He saw Bernier look behind him, and he took that extra step. Great job by Atkinson. He set it, and then he went in and crashed the net. And Bernier was a little casual covering that goal up. Good job on the ref not to blow the whistle. Back of the net, fans on their feet. Cannon was fired. Good job on the power play by the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Atkinson's fifth, his second power play goal, and as they get set for the faceoff, why Clarkson continued to argue that why wasn't there a whistle call? So still time left in this one. A 3-1 hockey game. The crowd is back in it. And the Jackets move up ice as Wenberg flips a backhand for Foligno. You'd like to see Foligno rewarded for his performance here tonight.
Yeah, he would.
Here, Jackets clear the zone. Move to the offensive blue line. So we now look at 5 straight games. The Jackets have given up a power play goal, but have scored a power play goal themselves. Johansson continues his point-scoring streak. He picks up the primary assist. Jack Johnson also picks up an assist. And for Jack Johnson, that is his 150th career assist. A 3-1 hockey game. Chaput looking to walk out here now was Collins. Thrown to the front of the net. Santorelli gets a stick on it. Panik off the boards and out. Puck rolling on in. Hustling back here. The Jackets defend. That's Dano.
I like that play by Dano. He kind of slowed up. He wanted the player on his back, close to him. He did that, got him on his back. And then when they went into the puck, he used the player's momentum to spin out and make a nice play with the puck. He took a little hit there later in the shift, but watch here what I mean. He kind of slows up. It looks like he's getting tired, but he's not. He uses that momentum from the player forechecking, gets him right on his hip, and then spins out of it. Tries to make a good play. You see him breathing hard there. It's an icing call. He's got to stay on the ice. Face off to the right of McElwain.
Up along the near wall. This is Kessel. Rink wide. Franzen hammers in. Jack Johnson off Dano. He wants to get off the ice. Here's Johansson coming in. Johansson had it chopped away by Phaneuf. Picked up here by Kadri. Ridden off on the play by Hartnell. Jack Johnson tried to feed it along the wall. Offside the call. And as we go to break, the assist for Johansson ties the franchise best 10-game point scoring streak previously set by Umberger in 2010. 3-1 the score here in the third period. And Jody, time for the Big Lots big play.
Go back to a goal that had to be under review for quite a while, Jeff, but the guy who put it in the net knew right away. See Kessel on your left. You take a look at this. It's hard to tell. It's a little blurry, but that did cross the goal line. There's the signal. Kessel's goal. He's had a pretty good night.
Yeah, goal and assist, and for the second consecutive game, that is the case. Franzen sends it in. Jackets tooting to play. Away from Van Riemsdyk. Johansson. Hartnell. Atkinson. Johansson lets one fly. And a stick save of Bernier. Jackets have got their legs going here now. Creating some opportunities with 6:45 left.
It's amazing what Johansson can do when he's engaged like that. Like this is late in the game. Like you said, he seems to have his legs going. And he can really dominate the play when he gets that puck in the offensive zone.
There's some great chemistry between these three players. Atkinson, Johansson, and Hartnell.
And look at Phaneuf all over Johansson all night. That's not an easy task either. Dion's a big, strong guy. Knows how to play against the best in the league.
Is it tougher when a guy like Phaneuf kind of leans on him? Literally and figuratively?
I would imagine. Those upper body battles, that's just, you got to battle through it and find space and try to control the puck. Dion's not an easy guy to move.
Foligno, nice move at the line, protects that puck, goes off the skate of Skilly.
Nice try by Skilly. He stopped on the puck, just couldn't reel it in there. He's got such good speed going through the neutral zone, but here he comes again.
Bernier out of the net. Left in the far corner. Tossed here. Riley. Morgan Riley trying to hit Santorelli at the offensive blue line. Jackets Eriksson defending below that goal line. Get some help here from Wenberg. Less than 5.5 minutes left. Marco Dano. Left wing. Komarov squeezes him out along the wall. Jackets. Dano knocks it out of the air away from Panik. And it's played here by Dalton Prout. Prout steps to center. Collision there. Panik falls. Tossed into the corner. Riley takes a hit there from Prout. Dano works against Santorelli, but it's sent off the boards on the back end and back into Jackets territory.
Dalton Prout controlled that whole flow up the ice. Good chip in. I like how he followed the play up. Good body check. Jackets have got to stay physical.
Cody, earlier in tonight's telecast, we talked about the pressure of playing in Toronto, as they call it, the center of the hockey universe. 2 years ago, in a playoff series, the Leafs collapsed against the Boston Bruins. And, of course, last season, it was a good hockey team. This is a better hockey team than, obviously, people want to give them credit for. They lost, though, 12 of their final 14 games to fall from 5th place in the Eastern Conference to 12th in the East. And we talked earlier about the quality coach that Randy Carlyle is. And this is a pretty good hockey team that maybe finds the media in Toronto a little bit too difficult to deal with.
No, I don't know. It's everything is definitely magnified there. That's for sure. But boy, when they're winning, I don't think things could be much better for a team.
No, for sure. As I said earlier this week, headlines: the Leafs lack identity, no game plan.
There's no hiding in that city, that's for sure.
Behind the net. The puck swept up high. This is Franzen. His shot blocked. Hartnell looking to spring Atkinson free. No, he passes off to Johansson. Johansson with a shot, and that's deflected. Johansson gets it back with that long reach. Phaneuf steps into him. Here's Hartnell. Off the wall. Up high Savard. Ricochets right in front, and Bernier had to be sharp as Hartnell is right there awaiting a rebound. Well, no rest for the Jackets. They fly out after this one. We'll join you from New Jersey tomorrow as the Blue Jackets take on Ryan Clough and the New Jersey Devils, Yager and company. Our telecast begins with Blue Jackets live pregame at 6:30, opening face-off 7 o'clock.
Love the opportunity there by that line. Hartnell, Johansson, and Atkinson. And, you know, you said Hartnell was going to spring Atkinson, but he made a smart decision to give it to Johansson. He really controlled the play, and nice opportunity on net for the Jackets. Another shot that got deflected, just throwing it through.
Toronto dump in. Adam Cracknell looking for Jack Johnson on the wing. Leafs looking to keep it in, win it, fires a shot and scores his 3rd point of the night. Daniel Winnick signed as a free agent in the offseason. A big night here in Columbus this evening.
And he's going to get his own puck.
Might be his first 3-point game.
Maybe was it his first goal? Hey, it's just a puck management. Pass comes up off the wall, right in the middle of the ice. Surprise the Jackets. Cracknell there. He didn't have time to regroup and get the puck on the stick, and then it just got turned over. Winnick was just made a nice opportunity out of just a quick play off the wall by the Jackets and caused a turnover and then put it top shelf on McElhinney.
All right to this. Sorry, Jody. All right to this broadcast are reserved in any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, telecommunication to the public or other unauthorized use of the broadcast without the express written consent of the Columbus Blue Jackets is expressly prohibited. Shot from the wing. It goes off Komarov and wide of the net. Skilling hitting Chaput. 4-1 Toronto. Bernier off the stick, up into the glove, and he'll hold it.
3-on-3 left. The Jackets down by 3. They're in front of their home crowd. The feeling is on the bench. Finish this game the right way. Get on the plane. Get to Newark. And get prepared for tomorrow. But you got to have some positives here going on to the plane tonight. You know Todd's not going to be happy with the way the game was played, the outcome of the game. The guys that get on the ice now have got to really just do the right thing and have something to feel good about.
Well, as Todd Richards said this morning, hey, there's a lot of opportunities here. Yeah, we're missing 8 players, but other players get a chance to step up. They get to play power play, penalty kill, and the like. And Carter Ashton just took a shot off the hand, and he's in some difficulty. Couldn't even pick up the stick. And holding that right hand here, let's watch if Ashton just takes a seat on the bench there, but he is definitely favoring that hand there. He's got the glove off right now. I guess the significance of Winnick picking up that puck, it's his first goal as a Toronto Maple Leaf, but it's the 50th of his NHL career.
Well, there you go.
.250 left. Franzen on for Savard, pulled down. Johansson, cross ice. Atkinson walks out. Hartnell to the front of the net. Hartnell. Bozak defends. Hartnell in for Johansson. Bernier scoops up the loose puck and holds on. And now, just as we had promised earlier in tonight's contest, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's our Miller moment.
We go back to it was 2-0 for the Leafs, and this is Kadri. Makes it 3-0 on a nifty play by Phil Kessel. He scored one earlier, but boy, that's extreme patience right there by Kessel. Made it easy for Kadri. He just had to go to the net with a stick on the ice.
So talking and listening to Todd Richards this morning, he talked about, hey, we've lost 3 in a row. We've played some good hockey, but we have not shown the consistency. And here, Bernier again makes the stop.
Yeah, he mentioned losing. The losses were because of lack of discipline or not making the safe play. It's focus, it's maturity, it's chemistry. There's a few of these guys that haven't played with each other. You don't want to make excuses. Well, they're missing their top face-off guy, if not their second in Letestu. They're missing Anisimov, Wisniewski, Jenner, Dubinsky, Bobrovsky, Calvert,
Horton. 8 players out. But you talked about Foligno. With the media gathered around him this morning and saying, hey, we can't use injuries as an excuse.
And they just didn't get their legs going tonight with the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's what I felt. I felt there was spots where they looked strong, but this is as flat as we've seen them. And I don't think it has a lot to do with the guys out. It has a lot to do with just a little bit of hesitation maybe. And that split second of quickness on those shots, those passes, that decision-making makes all the difference in this league.
No question. We talked about the fact they just didn't have those legs in that first period. Didn't have them for the start of the second period. And what did we hear from Todd Richards after the Jackets were eliminated by Pittsburgh? We've got to learn to play faster, and they certainly did that early on in the season. But there's a rash of injuries. And really, tonight, a flat performance.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you have to give credit to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, they have clogged up the neutral zone. They made it tough on the Blue Jackets to execute some passes through the neutral zone. We saw Cam Atkinson turning back a lot in the first period, trying to get the speed. It appeared there wasn't much available for him to wind it up.
Now the Jackets are regrouped. They've got a team waiting for them in New Jersey tomorrow night. Devils victorious last night in a shootout over Winnipeg. Jackets, a division rival. A big game for Columbus. And we'll have it for you here on Fox Sports Ohio. Perhaps the Jackets can get a player back tomorrow. If they in fact do, it would be Matt Calvert, who is eligible to come off IR. Skilly comes in off the wing. Skilly failed to pull the trigger there with the Leaf. Morgan Riley draped all over him. Final seconds. Wenberg. Carter Ashton. Here's Skilly again. He'll have to get it away quickly off the shoulder of Bernier. And that'll do it. Toronto defeat the Blue Jackets. After the Leafs lost all 3 games to Columbus a season ago. 4-1 the final here. As Toronto scores single goals in each of the first 2 periods. 2 here in the third.